straight into this. This is my thoughts on Money in the Bank and the current state of the WWE. So Money in the Bank, we're going to focus on most of all. And as things change in the WWE, I'll give my thoughts on things as they change. With Money in the Bank, I did have some sort of predictions, right? Obviously, looking at the card now, Adam Rose and Sandow wasn't on the original card, but this match just makes me angry. Because, see, this is one of the biggest things about WWE. Some people they use extremely well, for example, Dean Ambrose, using him really well. Someone like Damien Sandow, they're not using well, but it's always hard to judge in WWE, I find, because you never know. Goldust and Stardust defeated Ryback, which I expected. To be honest, I love both teams. I love Stardust's moveset. But I think I am going to miss him as, Cody Rhodes. Layla defeating Summer Rae. It's nice to see them actually storylining a feud for the Divas, but at the same time, this one I wasn't that fussed on. I did expect Summer Rae to win, though. And for Fandango, just to pick both, because he's Fandango. Rusev defeated Big E. I expected this, because, Rusev just does that. I'm getting really sick of Rusev. Love Lana. Don't like Rusev at all. But it was a good match. Yes, for Paige. Paige defending, there was a part of me that thought Naomi might win, because she'd been built up to win the title for a while. But Paige defends. Only to lose it to a returning AJ Lee. That pissed me off on Raw. The Usos defeated the Wyatts, biggest shocker of the night for me, because I really thought the Wyatts were going to walk away with it. An amazing match, probably one of the best Uso matches I've seen in a while. Seth Rollins winning Money in the Bank, I expected this, because it would drive the feud between him and Dean, and of course he's Triple H's boy and what have you. It just made sense. And again, no bullshit, I expected John Cena to win, because just at the moment they need a safe bet. There were loads of spoilers and rumours about Cena winning as well. And just, yeah, Cena's like their go-to guy, really. He's a safe bet. They had to throw these plans together last minute, so yeah, Cena as the champ just makes sense. Money in the Bank, all in all, was one of the more enjoyable pay-per-views, I think. It did have some great spots in it. Obviously, Orton got injured. I didn't realise at the time what had caused the injury, but of course it was the ladder. One thing I really did pick up on, Swagger looks like he's just really, obviously he injured Barrett, and he doesn't look like he's safe to really work around. But now, because of Raw, I absolutely love him. That was probably my highlight of Raw, was the fact that Jack Swagger looks like he's turning face. He is really over with the fans, more so than Cesaro, which is crazy. And then, of course, on Raw, Chris Jericho and Miz both came back. Love both of them. I love Miz as a villain. Most people hate on Miz, but I really think he works as an amazing villain. And Chris Jericho works so well as a face. And he's so good at hiding, the fact whenever he comes back. But with what WWE are doing at the moment, it feels like I feel like Battleground might be a bit of a throwaway pay-per-view, but I'm hoping that SummerSlam will be something really huge. It's like I'm not somebody who's behind Daniel Bryan. I'm not behind Daniel Bryan because I feel like the yes chant, that's what's over. The chants and him as an underdog was great. The moment he won those titles, he lost momentum, but that could also be due to the fact that he was, the booking, he was put against Kane. He was just sort of had a really shit time of things, obviously in his personal life, and it all just sort of went downhill. So perhaps they can kickstart it again. But the last thing I'd want is another Daniel Bryan, John Cena thing, the Authority trying to keep him down, and just have a complete and utter repeat of last year. That, to me, would just be ridiculous. But there are so many guys that I really do feel WWE needs to start using better. You know, people like a Sandow and a Ziggler, and obviously all these guys, I really do want them to sort of push to the moon, but it's all about waiting, really. Like, my opinion, I think WWE really needs to cut down, in an ideal world, the amount of programming they have, the amount of shows they have, because so many of them are pointless, and just in general do what they've been doing and cut down the roster. I mean, my favourite part of WWE is probably NXT. You know, guys like Sami Zayn. Zayn's one of my absolute favourites. Tyler Breeze, all these amazing guys that I don't actually want to see go up to the main roster, because I feel like nothing's going to be done with them. You know, Xavier Woods, look what happened to him, so we'll just have to see. It's like I said, I'll do plenty more videos on not only WWE, but I also watch TNA, I watch Ring of Honor. You know, I do, I'm a trainee pro wrestler myself, so there's plenty for me to talk about. This was more just a quick sort of thought on where we're at the moment with Money in the Bank, and what have you. It's like I said, most of the choices they made I do agree with, because it's just a safe bet. It's the same thing with Cena being on the cover of the game. I agree with that totally. He is the face of the WWE. Like, if you love him or hate him, it doesn't matter. He is the face of the WWE, has been for a long time. It makes sense for him to be on the cover. We've just got to hope we get a good payoff, and I think SummerSlam is definitely going to be the time for that. So that was my thoughts on Money in the Bank and a little bit on WWE. I'm going to have more videos coming up. Fingers crossed my next video will be my thoughts on the X-Men film franchise and where it's at the moment. So cheers guys, peace.